Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's quite straightforward that the purpose of humanitarian agency is to successfully help out individuals who actually need help. So, for fulfilling this job completely, they have taken responsibility as to what they have done wrong. That's our stance and that's our point. We consider the side of government, the side of opening side, they said that the bad intention, such as like government exploitation, we see that's also problematic. Furthermore, we are not talk about more focusing on, even if they have a good intention, if it results in negative effect, they have to take a responsibility, such as in case like radicals go into somewhere and unintentionally switching the blood, we see that's also problematic and they have to take a responsibility regarding this. My extension is going to be that way. Before going to my substantial extension, I want to briefly rebut on the side of opposition. The first rebuttal is about the they are totally fine because they are aiding the any other people. Firstly, we say humanitarian agency is not thoroughly outlooked by UN or any other entity. We're gonna elaborate further why it's very tough and hard in the status quo. Why? Because of the attributes of the humanitarian agency itself. And given, we want to ask the side of opposition, given any example they can actually thoroughly make a check and balance system. On that, no. Second of all, no thank you. I also want to talk about the illegal payment that coming from the side of the government. But we see that the bribes to the government, if we don't actually can see that in the boundary of law, we also agree that it exists. So because we don't think that we have perfectly fine check and balance system, it goes wrong. And thirdly, no thank you. The thing that side of opposition kept on talking about is because they have a benefit to the third world and in society, it's totally okay whatever they do. But what we say is, even if it has a positive impact in some sense, they have to take a responsibility. No exception. Okay. Yes.
Okay, the problem with your bench is that all of the problems that you mentioned is not caused by humanitarian agencies, but it's a problem caused by oppressive regimes itself.
No, we don't think so. Our point, as I mentioned before, even if they have a good intention, they did a wrong thing, they have to take a responsibility. That's the point. It's totally different thinking. Okay, my first extension is gonna be the attributes of, no thank you, humanitarian agency. I want to more focus on humanitarian agency itself. And secondly, I want to also, as an extension, talk about the long-term benefit, why taking a responsibility makes a better humanitarian agency in the long run and make a better society and globe in the long run. Okay, no thank you. Let's go to the first extension, the attributes of humanitarian agency. They give a hand, the attributes and characteristics of humanitarian agencies, giving a hand to the third world or conflict zone. So what they have done, they did a positive job to help out people or so the thing is, because of those kinds of attributes, international society agrees upon about their activity because they aid to others who will help or feed others spontaneously. So Red Cross, such as Red Cross, majority of people have a positive image regarding that. Because of this perception in the status quo, we think they have a problem. Why? Firstly, I'm going to talk about the why, the lack of organization that can carry out actually check and balance system, which is exactly linking to the attributes of humanitarian agency. No, thank you. And secondly, even if there is an organization that do a check and balance system, we see that's still problematic. Firstly, lack of organization that can carry out check and balance system. Because of their attributes, international society believe they don't really need watchdog that can actually thoroughly see the organization, what they are going on in the very deep levels. So because of this no check and balance effective system, we say that they should be held accountable by themselves. If they did a wrong thing, they have to be punished in a sense that not in the watchdog, which is just has a name itself and just labeling it, but we see that just exactly the point on that thing. No man. Okay, second of all, even if there is an organization, we see that because they have already done so many positive jobs, the international society itself is that, oh, they are totally good and they are totally fine. So what happened? No, thank you. People who got injured or got the damage because of their bad activity or some mistake in third world, they cannot have like enough communication channel to speak out their voices. Because of these structural problems, they have to they rarely find and make any voices regarding them. We see that that's the very reason why they have to take a responsibility as to what they have done wrong and inherently no. Okay, let's take a look at the second level, the long-term benefit. Why we care about the development humanitarian agency itself. Okay, international society puts a higher value on to protect the human rights. So we, side of government, like to perpetuate this value, whether or not they have like good intention or bad intention. We see that it should be protected. But if it results in problem, we have to fix it for the sake of not only the humanitarian agency, for the sake of people who actually got the help from the humanitarian agency. So what we see is this kinds of like punishment toward them and have them accountable. It gives them motivation to check and fix what's going wrong and what's the problem, inherent problem in the humanitarian agency. So what happens is if we don't fix it, this problem's gonna be happening, go over and over again. We think because this humanitarian agency itself is for the sake of the people in need of help, we need a precise help. It's like requires. So we want to change the system and we want to protect them effectively. For those reasons, we are so proud to propose.